Hi, I'm State Senator Joe Markley. It's early Thursday morning, probably about 1:15. The Senate has adjourned sine die, and I've just come from the joint session that we held with the House, where for the first time in a few years, Governor Malloy came and addressed us. And it was a very interesting day, and let's say not as bad as some of these final days of the session that I've reported to you about. Of course, the big news, which you will have heard by now, is that a budget or a budget adjustment was in fact passed. It passed in fact unanimously in the Senate, even with my vote, and almost unanimously in the House. I was very pleased to see this adjustment take place without any increase in taxes, in fact with a very small, modest targeted tax cut. I also felt that the budget covered a number of things that we were concerned about, and it seemed to me that it was worthy of support. Again, it came together very late. It didn't come together until today. So we didn't have a lot of time to review it. I did my best, but I have faith in Paul Formica, the chair of appropriations for the Senate Republicans, who crafted the document. And one thing I'm confident of is that it's a lot better than what Governor Malloy would have done if we had left it in his hands to make rescissions. When he did it last time, they fell very heavily upon our towns and cities, and would have fallen even harder if the bipartisan budget, which I could not support last fall, had not been passed. Again, I don't want to leave him with the power to make those decisions. Interestingly, otherwise the business of the Senate went unusually well this session. It's still much more rushed. Too many bills are taken up on the final day when there's really no chance for debate. But at least we've had the chance to discuss them in caucus ahead of time, and if we have concerns about them, we have a chance to try to block them on this final day. But actually a number of bills went through in a fairly orderly way well before the midnight deadline, and then we went downstairs to the House where the senators are set up on seats in the well of the House, and the governor was escorted in. And I noticed while I was waiting for the governor that there was no teleprompter, the first time I've seen him speak without one. So I figured it was going to be brief, and I figured it was going to be a little more personal. And it was. I have to admit, in fact, that for the first time since I've been here, the governor was downright amusing. He made a couple of pretty good jokes in the course of the speech. No politics, thanks to various people, and he promised to take a good look at the budget and decide what to do. That was his valedictory appearance. Mine took place yesterday, on Tuesday. It's a tradition in the Senate that departing senators are, I can't call it roasted because really it amounts to being praised at almost unbearable length by their colleagues before they're allowed to retire. And I had that experience yesterday. Had some very warm things said about me, and I have to say especially by the Lieutenant Governor, Nancy Wyman, who's a woman I've really gotten to like very well on a personal level, and I think that feeling is mutual. And I was able to express some of my feelings about serving in the chamber. It has been, as I said, the greatest public honor of my life to represent my hometown of Southington and the towns of the 16th District, and to stand on behalf of the state of Connecticut as best I can by my lights, to do the business of the people in the way that will benefit them in the long run, that will preserve their rights as citizens, that will preserve their opportunities, and help us try to rebuild our economy. Honestly, as you know from these videos, I don't feel like I've been able to see this state turn in the right direction. I think the budget that we passed this year, incorporating Republican ideas, at least is putting a tourniquet on a horribly hemorrhaging state economy. Of course, my hope is that we will see a real change in leadership and a change in direction next year, and I hope I have the opportunity to participate in that. I thank you for your attention to me over these years with these videos. I've had a wonderful response to them from people that have been watching them. It's been a pleasure to be able to communicate with you this way and to speak in a way personally and as honestly as I can in a brief time. And I will be back perhaps at some time with another one of these videos from the Capitol. I don't know if we'll be in session again before my term ends in January. But as I said, it's been an honor and a pleasure to represent you and to try to work on behalf of the people of Connecticut. And I thank you sincerely for that opportunity.